Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are just seeing me for the first time on YouTube, thank you very much for opening my video, and I pray you just click the subscribe button and like and share my video. Thank you all to those who have subscribed so far. You are all welcome. Today I'll be teaching you guys how to use the very known popular commercial hot process for making your soap. This is a method that most soapers use while dealing with commercial soap production. So just stay behind and don't go anywhere. Don't skip anything and watch this video to the end. Thank you. So in this video, we'll be needing our palm kernel oil. This is 1 liter palm kernel oil, and we'll be using also the tallow oil, beef tallow. That's the fat that is being gotten from beef, cow animal. I actually got it from the slaughter, and I rendered it. I have a short video on how to render your beef tallow. Then we'll be needing caustic soda for sure. I've already measured it out. This is our caustic soda. This is the quantity of water we'll be using to dilute this caustic soda to make our lye solution. This is our soda ash. In this procedure, I'll be using soda ash. You know, soda ash helps remove top stains. This is our calcium carbonate. This is our sodium silicate. We need it to make the soap to harden and have a shiny look. This is our sugar. This is actually 100 grams of sugar. And this is our ethanol. This is the water we'll be using to dilute the soda ash and also the calcium carbonate later. I've measured everything and kept. So first, you're going to get your tallow, cut them into pieces, and put on a low heat to melt. After melting, you add your palm kernel oil to it. Bring it out from the fire, put it on a table, and mix the two oils together. Add your silicate to this your oil mixture so that the small heat in the oil can melt any small particle of the silicate. Sometimes silicate might have lumps in it. So add the silicate to your oil and stir before you can put it back on fire and continue your process. This is a 250 ml cup, if I'm correct. Stir the mixture for a while before you put it back on fire. I'm using a very low heat. I'm using a kerosene stove so that I can be able to control it, because with gas I find out that you may not be able to control it very well since I don't have a crock pot, and I'm making use of a stainless steel basin. I hope you can see I'm not using aluminum pots. Aluminum reacts with caustic soda. I'm using a stainless steel basin. So next, you get your caustic soda. It has already dissolved. All pellets is already dissolved in the water. So you add your lye solution to the mixture of your oil and silicate. This is the second item you add to your oil. As you are adding, you stir, or you just pour in and stir. The trace will be forming gently. Make use of a stainless steel bowl is better, or a drum. It is better, and use a very low heat. Let your oil not boil. If your oil boils, it will separate. Please take notes. I've encountered it before. If your oil boils, it will separate. There is no two ways about it. And when it separates, it will look like a goosey soup. And you'll be like, what did I do? Where did I go wrong? Please, a very low heat. So after mixing it, the next thing, I put it back on fire and stir. You can see my trace is forming gently, and then the mixture is already gelling. It's already looking like custard that is about to be taken. It's already gelling little by little. So here is our soda ash, and this is the calcium carbonate I'm adding to it. This calcium carbonate will make the soap to be less transparent. You know, the product of a hot boiling process is supposed to look a little bit translucent. So this is the mixture. It has actually, I think the soap has arrived, is now in trace medium. At this stage, I can now add in my soda ash solution that I already mixed with carbonate. This is the solution. Turn it well and then add to the mixture and then stir. You can just use a wooden spatula, please. You must not use a whisker. When you add this, you may notice that the solution wants to separate again, of course, because you added more water to it. So but continue stirring, it will still come back together. So far it's on heat. This is our ethanol that I measured earlier. I actually poured it back into the bottle to avoid it evaporating. Then I added it. Immediately you add ethanol, it will look as if everything wants to disassociate, separate the oil, the water, and everything you added. But just continue stirring. With the heat, it will come back together. This ethanol we are adding will help to cure the soap faster. It will help to make the solution to come to an equilibrium, so saponification can be faster. Just continue stirring. You can see it's coming together and it's getting thicker. The soap is almost ready. The only thing remaining for us to add is our sugar solution, which we'll add in a bit before our color, and then lastly the fragrance. How creamy it looks. Very, 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 very creamy. This is our titanium dioxide. That's the white color. I mixed it with a little bit oil before I added it. Just 1 spoon. I think this 1 spoon, they sold it to me at 200 naira in the chemical store. That's the only thing I added. 1 spoon is enough for these 2 liters of for the 2 kilos of oil weight we are using. Is enough. The mixture will, remember you added calcium carbonate, and calcium carbonate has already made the soap to look a little bit creamy. So with this quantity of our white color, you achieve the white color that you need at the end. Remember, I'm making a multi-purpose bar soap, so you can actually use this soap to wash your clothes, or you can also use it to bathe because of the procedure we are using. It's okay for bathing, it's still okay for washing your clothes. You see the color, you see how creamy it is. Looks yummy, but please don't taste it. Now it's time to add our sugar solution. Immediately you add, you stir. This sugar helps to make the lather that will come out from the soap to be silky and velvety, and that's the texture of most of our toilet soap that we use in bathing. It also increases the foaming effect in the soap, so it's cool if you add sugar syrup when you are making your hot process. The texture was all good and fine and still creamy till I added the perfume. Please, when you're buying your perfume in the market, be careful of your dealer, the kind of perfume fragrance they are giving you. Some fragrance oils tends to spoil the good soap you have achieved. In fact, I won't even go back to the person's store again to get fragrance. I don't know the quality of fragrance he sold to me, but you may not really notice it from the video, but when I added my fragrance to the soap, I noticed a little bit, I don't know how to explain it, a little bit separation, but it wasn't much. Most soapers tend to have these difficulties with fragrances. Even when you watch the whites do their soap making, some of them also encounter it and talk about it. Perfume, that's why you actually add this particular fragrance stuff at the end. If you can even avoid it, better. If you can avoid it, better. If you can't, look at how creamy and beautiful it was. So watch me add the fragrance to it. I added I think a total of 40 ml, a total of 60 ml. Just as it's touching the mixture is causing a little bit separation. I hope you can see it. It's vivid, it's clear. It's clear, you can see it. All the same, immediately I noticed it, I have to whip quickly and pour into my mold. I've already prepared my mold and lined it with a nylon material, so I just poured in the whole process, the whole solution, everything I produced. You can see the outcome of that perfume, the fragrance that I added, right? And which I just added it, poured everything into my mold and used my spoon to, spread it all out. And that's all. I left it for a while. It didn't really take time. I made this soap within the next 6 hours. It should have hardened a bit, but I think it's best to leave it for 24 hours before you start trimming or cutting it. Then you can now keep it for, let's say, 2 weeks for it to cure perfectly. Then you can sell to your consumers out there. 2 to 3 weeks is enough to cure a hot process soap. So this is the final outcome. Look at how it looks. It's strong and smooth, and it smells nice. The fragrance actually smells nice though, but the texture, the company that produced it, I don't really know how they made it, but these are the cutouts that was left out. I got a total of 25 pieces of this soap. This soap is probably sold, this size is probably sold like 200 naira in the markets, or 150 in the market, depending on where you are. You can see it's bold. This is just for a sample. Let's see if it foams. It foams very well. In fact, it has this, Joy soap or Lock soap. It has that texture. It foams perfectly. Or will I say Premier soap? You can use it to wash soap and you can use it to bathe. Look at how the leather is. It's very silky and very velvety to feel, very smooth and beautiful, and smells nice. The final outcome was wow though, even though I almost had a bad outcome, but it was all good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us. Remember, you can contact us for private teaching. Thank you.